We have breaking news today on Harley-Davidson. Let's get to it. You know, something happened to us very, I don't know what I would say, unique or...
Unexpectedly.
Yeah. We actually got to see the new CEO
of Harley-Davidson, Arty Stars.
Was down at Biketoberfest. He stopped in at Teddy Morris Harley-Davidson. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. What's going on with them? What are we hearing? What are we getting from the dealerships? What do we hear? What do we know from him? So we're going to get right to it and tell you all about what we know to give you some of the great facts that are going on out there in the world.
There you go. Stay tuned and find out what we know.
Hey everybody, I'm Billy from Twisted Tea, and we're proud to be a sponsor of Bob and Tam's Excellent Adventure. Where's your next adventure?
And we're going to start off with, this guy kind of took over office on October 1st.
So it's not even been a month yet.
Yeah, not really. And so he's been doing a lot of stuff here lately. So for the first, the second, and the third, I think pretty much the reason they had that was they already had a dealer meeting set up. Harley-Davidson already had it set up that they were going to be bringing in some dealers to talk to them and things like that over that time. I think it's their yearly thing that they do. But what's unique about this was, let's back up just a little bit about this gentleman. He never really wasn't a motorcycle guy. But once he heard something about that he was one of the nominees for it, he went out and took the Rider Edge course. Took that, he passed that, he went over there. I think it was Mavericks, Harley-Davidson. I think that's where he ended up getting his bike from, his heritage. But he was just so overwhelmed by when he went in there and talked to all the different departments while he was buying the bike and all that, the excitement people had, the pride they had in the product and stuff. He was just like, he was so excited to be on the list and hoping he could be the CEO, which is something we haven't seen in a long time. So let's speed up now. So he ended up with a motorcycle. And so let's speed up now to October 1st, 2nd, and 3rd when they had this meeting up there in Milwaukee. Some of the things have, they always get everybody up there and they kind of read from a teleprompter and it's really boring because people are reading it and they're not, they're not experts on it.
Nothing's coming from the heart.
So when he stepped up there, and what's his name again? I'm always bad with names.
Arty Stars.
Yep. So when Arty stepped up there, he's like, I'm not doing this. I'm going to tell you the way it is and the way I feel. And some of the cool things that happened here, one of the things that hasn't happened over 10 years, who'd they bring up on the stage?
Willie G.
That's right. Now, he's in a wheelchair now. His health is not, he's getting older. We're all getting a little bit older. But, to bring him back on stage and recognize him
with a standing ovation
was just priceless. It's a whole, that's just a feeling. It just gives me goosebumps just thinking about it. Because, we just haven't had that for years with Harley-Davidson. To even give Willie G or even Bill or Karen, they've been stuck in some crazy, stupid things. And, they're kind of involved with the company, but hey, let's stick them over here, let's stick them over there. Let's not really get them involved with what's really going on with the company. And here's what's really exciting about all that. So when he got up there and started speaking, and one of the things that, he was talking about is he wanted to get back out there and meet with the dealerships and get the company going good again and getting all this great stuff. He did get a couple of standing ovations. How many did he get?
I think 5 or 6, something like that.
Yeah. And it was really exciting, the things that he was talking about, how he wanted to bring this company back up. There's a lot of stuff talking about companies he worked for. You can go back and watch Riding in the Ozarks, and he kind of explains all that. I don't need to go there. So you go check out his channel. About a month or two ago, we were talking to him in
Bikes, Blues, and Barbecue.
Yep. And he was saying, I just got a video done. Check that out. Because we already kind of seen a little bit. I was doing a little bit of history on it, and I didn't see a lot of the things that a lot of other YouTubers were jumping on board about. But what's also exciting about this is, why was he at Teddy Morris's? Because he was already in Florida doing a dealers meeting in Florida. So, of course, Teddy and his GM could not go because they're running.
Biketoberfest.
That's right. So he came all the way up there to meet with him. And we seen him over there when we were over there. He was over at, he was watching the demo truck. Actually, there he couldn't believe how many people were doing demo rides.
It's a lot.
It's about as busy as I've seen in a lot. Not over, when it's over at the Speedway, there's always tons of people.
Because there's a lot of traffic.
But here, being out there in the farthest part of the lot that they could be in, and there was always a steady group of people there getting rides, which we're not, we're telling you a little about that too. But it really looks like, and we've talked to quite a few different dealerships now about what they're thinking. And they're actually very optimistic. Nobody's going to jump on the bandwagon and say, hey, this is going to...
This guy's going to do it all.
Yeah, because you still got the board to deal with, things like that. The other thing I want to tell you about is Bill Davidson is back involved with the company. He's up there talking with him and trying to get some good things. So that's a good thing. We need to get more motorcycle people involved with the company. And by getting Bill up there, that's great. That's kind of keeping the Davidson family a little bit more involved with the company. With his new CEO, I really feel kind of confident. The guy seems to be, he's not...
On the up and up.
Yeah. He's not out there to... He didn't, he wouldn't even go on camera or anything like that. He just didn't want...
He's not doing it for the attention or the money.
He's doing it because he's seen this American pride that's in Harley-Davidson, and he's excited about it. He's really, and I think this could really be, we'll know in about a year from now, because you got to give this guy a little bit of time to figure out what he's doing and things like that. He might get out there like Willie G did. There was somebody we were talking to the other day that said they were in Sturgis, and Willie G was looking at their motorcycle, and the next year they came out with a bike built like his. And I forget what model that was, but he might be watching. He might put down here in the comments and let you guys know what it was. But I mean, it was. Billy G wasn't unknown to be seen in Daytona and in Sturgis, checking out bikes and looking and talking to people and things like that, because that's what you got to get back to. And one of the biggest things here is it looks like they are giving the dealers support again. They haven't had any support, definitely, for the last site's term here. They haven't been given, he ain't been out, even visited any dealerships.
Well, he's also taking input from the dealerships, what they see, what they think can help the company turn around. So he's listening, he's not just doing.
So that's what's really exciting about this, that we haven't had this in a long time. Even the CEO that was before, Zeitz, really wasn't somebody that really went out and visited the dealerships and things like this, but he's already he's hit a lot of dealerships just since October 4th. He's been out here hitting the trails and talking to people and getting things going, so it does look kind of exciting. At least the guy's got ambition that he wants to make things better. We left him a card, and hopefully we can contact him and sit down and talk a little bit with you. If you go back to riding in the Ozarks, he actually talked to him before he ever got appointed to the board. He actually spent about a 90-minute phone call with him, so you might go back there and check with him and see what his thoughts were on that. He's got a pretty good tie in there with Harley, that he's getting some of this information, but nobody's really came out with about the board meeting. And we've talked to several dealers that were there, and they were all they were just blown away.
Very impressed.
They could not believe how this guy was talking, and because they haven't heard it in years. And so, we'll have to give it a chance. For all those people out there that have kind of said, I'm not buying nothing from Harley ever again, things like that, give this guy a chance. Maybe things can turn around. There's a lot of things going on. I'm still out there offering the same thing. I wanted to talk to him a little longer just to tell him that my number one thing is we need to offer free motorcycle training to everybody. We need to get more wheels. 2 wheels, we need to get more 2 wheels on the road. If more people ride, doesn't matter if they're buying a Harley or whatever they're buying, a used bike or whatever they're buying. If you get that, more people are going, you get these young kids to start riding and their buddy's got a motorcycle and then they start talking. It's like, oh, heck, that's how we all did it. If you go back to when you were a kid, that's probably how you ended up on a motorcycle. Either your family had one, my brother had one, and so I got one. Or
mini bikes were big when we were growing up. Everybody had a mini bike.
So you ended up having something where you seen somebody had it and like, hey, I want that too. And maybe we can get these kids off the internet and stuff like this. I don't know, but I've also talked to Indian and said the same thing. We need to really emphasize hard on the next 10 years giving free motorcycle training to every single person that wants to learn how to ride a bike. That's the only way I think we're going to really be able to swing this out of here, because you can't, no matter if a motorcycle is $2,000 or $3,000, there's still people that aren't going to buy it because they just don't have that experience of riding on a bike.
I mean, kids don't even ride bicycles anymore, much less a motorcycle. So if we could get them just somehow, just like the All-About Kids, the Strider bikes, getting the kids in kindergarten for some of their physical therapy or their PE classes, they give them these bikes and let them just ride all around for their recess time. And that's a great way to start. That's starting at age 5, 6.
But at that, if their parents don't go out and buy them a bicycle afterwards, that kind of just lost that infant too. So we're going to talk to them. We see them at some of the events. We've got a couple things coming up. SEMA's actually coming up here next week. We're going to talk about that tomorrow. Give you a little bit of insight about SEMA, what's going to be going on this year. We're going to be doing totally different. Since this is breaking news, we'll talk a little bit about it. That since we've got the new channel, the Bob and Tams Cars, Trucks, and Motorcycles, we're going to be putting a lot more videos
Information.
on there over the next 6 months. We've got the AIM show that's going to be in January, so that's going to be basically a cars deal too. They always have a little bit of motorcycle, which we cover, but they're like 75% car stuff. So we're going to get in and give you a lot more stuff on that channel, so you guys might want to start checking that out. It's Bob and Tam's cars, trucks, and motorcycles. And so, pretty exciting. I got a vehicle working on right now, the family truckster. Parts finally came in today. I can finally put that back together tomorrow probably, and you'll see a video maybe next week on that.
Something on the other channel.
Yeah, on the other channel. So check that out. So it's pretty cool, pretty exciting. Got a lot of things going on. Just kind of going to watch the industry here. Indian. I'm not going real deep into Indian that they sold off. In Polaris, I think it was less than 7% of the sales. It amounts to what Polaris sells and everything else that they sell. So this isn't to me, it's not a big deal that they sold out. That maybe the new company might want to spend a little more time getting them up to queue, get them up, get them a little bit better, things like that with their companies. I don't hear as much from the dealers. Like I said, we only have a couple Indian dealers we deal with, but none of them seem to have too many problems with corporate. So I'm thinking in this case here, I don't think we're going to see a whole lot of difference in Indian by the new owner buying it. We'll have to see. I don't know who will be the CEO. I don't think they've announced anything yet for that. But I mean, some people are really panicking, thinking all this stuff. Yes, anything can happen. They could sell. Harley could do the same thing. We could all sell all this stuff to China, and that's the end of the world. But I doubt that. I don't think Indian's going to sell out to a foreign country. I think it'll stay American too, like Harley is, and we'll go from there. So that's just a little bit there that we don't know quite as much about Indian. We haven't really done a lot of research because I'm not seeing anything drastically changing. A lot of people just have all their statistics of what they think is going to happen. Oh, this is going to happen. Nobody knows. I'm not going to give you this could happen or that could happen.
Anything could happen. Jesus could come back today.
Yeah, and you just got to think about the best. And to me, I think this is not a bad move for Indian to get out of Polaris. Just because of that, I didn't realize it was only 7% of their sales of Polaris was. But they're selling more side-by-sides and all the stuff that they're in, snowmobiles, all the junk that they're in. Polaris has got are way bigger than they are in the motorcycle industry. So this isn't a bad deal for Indian, as long as the new company jumps on board. They're paid money for it, so they're going to do something with it. So we'll have to wait and see how that all turns out.
Hey everybody, I'm Billy from Twisted Tea, and I'm here in Daytona Beach, Florida. And in Daytona, bikers love Twisted Tea. What is Twisted Tea? It's real brewed tea with alcohol in it. Same alcohol it's in beer. It's non-carbonated, it's 5%. It's Twisted Tea. Keep it twisted!
So today's video was sponsored by Twisted Tea.
Keep it twisted.
And you had Billy in there a little bit earlier, tell you all about it. And so, that's kind of going to wrap it up right now. I still have a couple videos from Biketoberfest. We've got Willie's Chopper Time show. I've also got a really cool marina aquarium setup that they've got down by the lighthouse at, what's that called? Ponce
Inlet.
There you go. And so that's really cool. I got those two I still got to get done and get out to you guys so you guys can see what's going on there. So that'll come out soon. Other than that, we don't have a whole lot of other motorcycle stuff going on. There's some crazy stuff going on that I'm not going to really bring any attention to. There's a Facebook, YouTube guy that's got a lot of issues going on right now. A lot of you may have already seen it. We're not going to say, which is why we always tell you in the first place, we're not a clickbait. We're not here to give you stuff that's not true or show stuff. And I think a lot of the stuff that some people put on social media, if somebody drops their bike, we're embarrassed enough. Why did you want to put it on social media and embarrass the person more?
It hurts your pride more than it hurts your
body,
body.
Then it's physically there to where your relatives and all your friends see it if they go on this person's channel, and it's just not right. But it's clickbait because those people that don't ride motorcycles want to laugh at them and think, that guy's stupid, he don't know how to ride a bike or whatever it is.
And we've all been there and done that.
That's right. So if you haven't ever dropped your bike, you haven't rode it enough. I haven't dropped a bike in a long time, but that doesn't mean it ain't going to happen soon. But everybody's a little different in riding and things like that, and sometimes it's just the sure footing. Sometimes you're in rocks, and my foot has slid before. Lately I've been able to recuperate the bike. I mean, you got an 800-900 pound bike underneath you, and it starts going one way. It is tough to try to keep it up. So it does happen at times, and sometimes it just happens. You know, you're in the grass driving, you hit a hole, and you lose your bike. So things can happen, but I mean, we don't need to publicly put that out there. You know, there's a lot of great information out here on YouTube, social media. We're on TikTok now. I'm on X, and I'm also Instagram. We've got look for that. Look under Bob and Tams. It's a couple different ones. I think we got it down in the links here. I think it shows you all the different social medias that we have. So I'm starting to put some stuff on there. A lot of them, when I do post it, all three are pretty much the same thing. I'm not going and doing, but we're not putting the same things on YouTube. So you're seeing some different things that you don't see, and not everything always shows up on Facebook either. So you want to check out those things to make sure you're getting all the information that we have. Because as it starts slowing down here, we're going to get down to where probably our Bob and Tams, we're going to get down to Monday, Tuesday, or Monday. Probably right now with football going on, Monday sucks. I'm probably going to dump Mondays for right now until football's over, because nobody seems to be watching the videos on Monday. One yesterday didn't turn out really. Actually, 2 days ago, because you're watching this on Wednesday, Breaking News Wednesday. So we're going to drop down, and then on the Bob and Tams, cars, trucks, and motorcycles, we'll probably for the AMI, I might have 2 or 3 shots come up. We might do some lives. Lately, I've been doing lives on both. Our lives right now, we're not doing any Sunday lives. Now, we may very well do some from SEMA show next week. You have to look for that. Now, they're not there on Saturday and Sunday, so it's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And so you can check that out. And
Friday's open to the public.
That's right. And we're going to talk all about that tomorrow. I'll give you all kinds of great stuff if you'd like to come, and you can get tickets and stuff on. They also have another show going on at the same time. It's called the Apex Show. And they're going to have Wayne Gretzky coming in and talking. But you got to buy tickets for that. We don't go to that because we went last year, and it was Shaq, and we couldn't film anything.
It wasn't Shaq, it was Magic Johnson.
Okay. And we couldn't film anything because they pay him he's an inspirational, emotional, whatever.
He's a motivational speaker.
There you go. And you couldn't take because it's copyrighted. So it was like, whatever.
Because you have to pay to see him.
So it was a waste of, it was nice to listen to him talk. It was kind of cool.
It was very interesting.
Life story about him. It was really cool. But once again, we couldn't share any of it with you other than talking about it. We take pictures, but we don't have cameras to take pictures other than our phones. So we don't do a whole lot of that. But pretty exciting. I just heard about Panama City. It seemed like it was so-so. Panama City did a lot of advertising themselves. They were on Facebook a lot, showing a lot of posts and stuff, and trying to get people to come and get involved. I think it was a little less crowd than normal, but Emsel Adams said he was pretty happy. Most people are saying they're better than last year. Last year there was a hurricane. Anything's going to be better than last year. You can't compare last year fall rallies to this year, because there is no hurricane. Well, they did have some rain there, I think the last day, Sunday night, that they didn't get out in time. There was some rain coming through from Texas and stuff coming across. So, yeah. So for us, we're done. After this, they've got one more. So a lot of our vendors are going to be down there in Galveston, Texas. That's coming up here in November. Probably the same weekend, we're going to be in Las Vegas doing the SEMA show. They'll probably be doing that in Galveston. And that kind of laps everything up. The one rally that I always wanted to go back to that I haven't done, which is the very last rally of the year, which is Rocky Point down in Mexico. If you guys ever want to do something like that, this year's too late because we ain't got time to plan it. I'd love to do it again. We could either ride from here or from Phoenix and take bikes down or whatever you guys want to do. But it's a really cool place. It's very reasonable, but it's only a 3-day rally. I think it's Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. That's it. But it's really cool. It's old school rally. If you've never been to an old school rally, that's it. And a lot of stuff you can't show on YouTube. And the Federellis could care less. As long as you ain't shooting nobody or killing anybody, they don't really care. And so that's really cool too. So that's just some more information if you don't know about that rally. It's kind of cool. You got to have a passport to go across the border. And if you ride your bike across, you need to stop and get insurance ahead of time. For us, when we went 4 years ago, it was like $75 for 3 or 4 days that I paid for. You got to have that. Doesn't matter if your insurance covers or not. You want to buy the Mexican insurance. That way it stops anybody from getting crazy with you down there. If you ever get any money out of it, anybody hits you, probably not. But the paperwork is like that long to fill out if you have an accident in Mexico. So I don't think you'll probably get your money back. But the point is, you don't want to end up down there in the pokey down there.
No.
And it's a safe ride down there, no issues and things like that. And if you're interested in that, let us know. Maybe we'll do another video on recap some of the time when we were down there. I think Adam Sandoval's been going down the last few years too. But he's been staying at a condo. They have a lot of condos and stuff down there, big high-rise buildings. We end up getting a house to rent. That's really cool. You could actually go down there and get a house for the whole time for like $1,500. Place you put your bike in. Everybody's bike can fit in there. Might be 4 or 5 bedrooms, so you can get in there and get really a reasonable price to get in there.
If you went with a couple people. If you went by yourself and got the 4 or 5 bedroom house, it's not such a good deal.
So you've all seen us talk about the sponsorships and stuff like that's going on. We're going to talk a little different, I guess, about our sponsorships. But overall, we're going to, next year we're planning all our regular rallies. We're still waiting on a couple of the sponsors to come back through for us to justify doing it. We have one that's dropping out. I have a feeling the other one might drop out too. So we'll see how it all goes for next year. But right now, tentatively, we have it all planned out. Daytona's already down and ready to go. Leesburg looks like it's a go. Myrtle Beach probably is a go. Of course, Sturgis. Arizona Bike Week, which will be early in the year. We still got to do probably Ocean City's probably still on the books. Bikes, Blues, and Barbecue, we're going to have to check and see about that. I just don't know if it's in the budget anymore. Great rally. I love the rally, but it's just a distance for us to travel there. We have to fly into somewhere and then get a car and drive in and come back and fly back out. So I don't know. Tentatively, yes. Other rallies, I don't know about. If you've got other rallies you want us to attend, give coverage on it, you need to contact your dealerships there. We need to get a bike and hopefully a place to stay to help us out. And we were interested in going to other rallies. But 3 or 4 day rallies, which we talked about on the other day on the video, just doesn't pay enough. You're looking $300, $400, even $500 isn't going to justify us to go to Galveston. It's going to cost us double that just in gas to pull the trailer over there if we took the trailer. So there you go. So that, we're going to leave it right here at Breaking News.
Thanks for hanging out with us today. Hope you enjoyed the videos. Don't forget to support our sponsors. They're the ones that get us to the places to get you all the great information on what's going on in the rally world. And tell them Bob and Tam sent you if you go see them. Subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. Share us with your family and friends. Give us a big thumbs up. Ring that bell for notification. Click that hypes button. And we'll see you on the next video.
I got a lot of car videos. Wait till we show Heavy Ed's car with a blower on it. I'll just leave it at that. Don't tell them what kind of car it is. And where do you see that thing? It's even for sale. So that video will be coming up soon too. On the Bob and Tam's Cars, Trucks, and Motorcycles. Check that channel out. We'll see all of you tomorrow on our SEMA intro.
There you go. Bye. You sound like William Shatner now.
Beam me up, Scotty.
Bye.
Beam me up, Scotty. Bye.